Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel called Living in Hayward, Wisconsin, where we talk about all things real estate related and about living in Hayward. I'm Audrey Miller. I'm the broker owner of Northwest Wisconsin Realty Team, and as you can see, I'm in my office today. So that's a little change of pace from a lot of my other videos where I tape those in my home office / library. Today we're going to tackle the subject of how to choose a listing agent or what to look for in a listing agent. So you're thinking about selling your home, you're not sure where to start in choosing a listing agent. I'm gonna give you 6 things to consider when deciding on who to hire to list your property. And listen to the end for the number 6 reason, as I think you might be surprised to hear what it is that might be less important than you think it is. Thanks for joining today. Okay, so you've decided that you're thinking about selling your home, but where to start? First of all, I just want to mention that most agents will do a free market analysis or comparative market analysis. Hi, I'm Audrey Miller. I am with the Northwest Wisconsin Realty Team out of Hayward, Wisconsin. And today I'm going to delve into the reasons that you may want to hire me, I'll say it that way, or you could consider things to think about when hiring a listing agent. So first of all, you may just want to know what your property is worth. You could have an agent come out, take a look at your property, and give you an idea of comparable recently sold properties and what it might be worth. This could help you if you're just trying to decide, do you want to sell? But once you've decided to sell, how do you choose an agent? I'm going to go over these 6 things to consider. Number 1, experience. How much experience does the agent have? This is a huge factor in terms of the entire package of having this agent work with you to list and sell your property. Have they sold other properties that are similar to yours recently? Do they have at least, 10, 15 transactions a year? Do they mostly work with buyers or do they do a lot of listings? It's really important that the agent you choose does have experience. And I know people have to get their experience somewhere, but maybe you don't want to be the person that they learn on. And also reviews from former clients, buyers and sellers, but especially reviews from sellers. Does this agent have reviews from satisfied sellers? Do they typically sell the properties pretty quickly? Do they get close to the full asking price for what they are listing the property for? These are all really important things to consider in the experience category. The second thing to consider is, are they local? And this is a huge one. Do they know the local market? As you've probably seen if you watched other of my videos, there are lots of nuances in the Northwest Wisconsin real estate market. Are you closer to Hayward, thus increasing property values? Does the agent know the lakes and know which lakes garner the highest prices? Yes, they can try to pull comparable properties, even if they're a member of our MLS, which some of them may not be, so they don't even have access to the data, which is super important. But also, do they know what buyers are looking for in this area? Do they work with buyers as well as sellers to know, yes, this property, the data shows this, but I know that it's in a prime location on a prime lake, that it has features that buyers are looking for. These are all super important things. I would very highly recommend hiring someone local when listing your property, because they bring a ton of experience to the table. There may be an agent from out of town or that you know from where you are from back home, maybe in the Twin Cities or in the Chicago area. But while they may have lots of experience in their own market and be excellent agents, they very likely do not know the market in and around Northwest Wisconsin or the Hayward area. And to me, this is one of the biggest factors. You have to hire someone who knows the local market if you're going to maximize your profits and have the best experience with selling your home in and around the Hayward area. Number 3, what is their level of responsiveness and communication? And this starts right from the beginning. So when you reach out, you've somehow, gone online, you've looked, maybe you know someone who's an agent. So you've kind of narrowed down an agent or maybe a couple that you'd like to talk to and work with. How responsive are they? When you reach out and say, hey, I'd like to schedule an appointment to meet with you to talk about listing my property, do they get back to you right away? How quickly do they get to your property to meet with you? based on both of your schedules, of course. How soon do they respond with the comparative market analysis and suggested list price after you meet with them? What you experience in these preliminary stages of choosing a listing agent is likely what you are going to experience throughout the process, or it could be worse. So if your agent is not getting back to you quickly, they're not timely in their responses, they take forever to get you your comps and suggested list price, you're probably going to have that same issue throughout the process. And that may be very frustrating to you. So are they responsive? Can they make decisions quickly? Can they help talk you through things? Are they knowledgeable? But are they responsive, and do they have good communication skills? And then number 4 is, how are they going to market your listing? And one of the big things here is the photographs. Are they going to hire a professional photographer? Are they going to offer a 3D tour of your home if that applies? Do they have the marketing in place to get the word out as broadly as possible? Now, I'm just going to be honest, most agents do similar marketing. Since most people on the buyer side are identifying their properties online these days, the huge thing is to have it out everywhere online. And our MLS actually syndicates to these other sites such as Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, Homes.com. So getting it out on the internet is pretty simple. And that is where most of the buyers are going to be finding their properties anyway. So then it comes down to presentation, which I think is almost more important when selecting a listing agent. Are they going to hire a professional photographer? And are they going to write a great description for your property? Are they going to have the accurate information within the listing, the things that are important to draw people in? So that's maybe a question to ask when you're thinking about who you want to hire to list your property. Number 5, are they a good fit for you in terms of personality and their listing strategy? We all know it's nice to work with people that you like, first of all. So do you have a good feeling about the agent? Does the personality mesh well with yours? And honestly, sometimes as an agent, there are sellers whose personality I do not mesh with too well, and I understand and appreciate that. I love to get every possible listing I can, obviously. I would love to work with you to sell your home, but if you just feel like, it's kind of not vibing, not working, let me know. I totally respect that, and you have to enjoy working with and like the person that you hire, because you are going to be working with them for a period of time. There may be challenges to overcome, things that you need to discuss, figure out. So it's good if it's a good fit for you personality-wise. And then what is their strategy for pricing the property? I think this is a huge one and a big part of hiring an experienced agent who knows the local market and all of those things. I believe in pricing in what I call the sweet spot. Now, what is the sweet spot? It is getting you the most for your money, but not overpricing to the point of there being 1 or 2 buyers out there who may eventually come across your place. So usually the quickest and most money happens in the first few days or week on the market, in the current market we're in. This is June 1st of 2024 when I'm recording this video. It's still definitely a seller's market. Things are moving quickly. There's a lot of buyers out there. Inventory is still low. So you want to price the property for maximum opportunity for multiple offers at the beginning of the listing, because that is typically also when you will get your highest price and sell it the quickest all at once. I've seen sellers who try to just tack on an extra 50 or 100,000 above what the comps show, and this almost invariably backfires in the form of the property sitting on the market. They end up having to reduce the price, or if the perfect buyer comes along 90 days later, they're going to try to negotiate pretty heavily on price because it's been sitting on the market. So does your strategy for pricing align with the agent that you choose? And I always say my pricing process when deciding on where to price a listing, which is a collaborative effort, by the way, between myself and the seller, absolutely. But I think it's 50% data, 25% intuition, and 25% market trends. And that intuition piece, I feel, is invaluable. There could be things when you pull the data that show it should be at this price, but sometimes my intuition and my market knowledge says, no, we can push that up above. Or sometimes it says, we got to go on the lower end of those comps due to certain factors that are not always able to be quantified in terms of dollars, but more knowing what people are looking for and what's going to appeal to a lot of buyers and thus create a multiple offer situation, etc. And then I told you I'd give you kind of a surprising one at the end. So here it is. Number 6. This is something that I believe is less important than most people make it to be, and that is, what does the agent charge for a commission percentage? So first of all, let's just set the stage in this. I feel like most times sellers are very agreeable to what I charge for commission. They understand that I bring a lot to the table, that I'm going to get them more money for their place, take it off their plate, and they're happy to pay. But sometimes people try to negotiate on commissions, which is completely fine. But I'm pretty firm on my commissions because I know my value. I know what I can do for you as a seller. And I think a good listing agent should know their worth and should know that if they are providing an excellent service, that is in exchange for the price that they're asking. Everything in life is negotiable, but you also, as you go about your daily lives, understand, okay, if I take my vehicle to this place, it has a great reputation. Maybe they charge a little bit more, but it's going to work out well in the end. Maybe I hire someone to do construction and they aren't the cheapest, but they have a great reputation and they're going to do an excellent job that I'm not going to have to fix later. I think the same applies to real estate. So interestingly enough, from orchard.com, I got these statistics, and you can actually find them other places online as well. And this is from 2022, but a similar thing would apply in 2024. Those folks who tried to sell their home for sale by owner in 2022 got an average sale price of $310,000. Those who hired an agent, and now get this, had an average sale price of $405,000. So even after paying commissions, the seller came out an average of $73,000 more in their pocket. And this brings up my point. What is most important in the end is the check you walk away with, your net profit from the sale. If you hire an agent who has all of the criteria that I listed above, the commission percentage is the least of your worries in terms of what you're going to end up with at the end of the day. And really what you want is a great experience, a quick sale, the most money you can get, and hiring an experienced, local, responsive, knowledgeable agent is going to make that process simple for you. And in the end, you'll say, I'm so glad I hired her. I am happy to pay the professional the cost that they deserve. So that was my presentation on how to choose a listing agent. As always, feel free to comment, or if you have any other thoughts on this, if you want to comment below and mention anything that you'd like me to talk about on my YouTube channel. As always, feel free to subscribe, like, share my channel. I would love to hear from you, and I, of course, am available to list your property for you, meet with you, or if you're on the buyer side, I'd be happy to help you there as well. Again, I'm Audrey Miller out of Hayward, Wisconsin with Northwest Wisconsin Realty Team. Thank you.